A look at Lucas Oil Stadium here in downtown Indianapolis. Tonight, a good one straight ahead. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Indianapolis Colts. With Greg Olsen, I'm Mike Tirico, and this is Spencer Schrader to get things rolling. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Throwing right away is Allen into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly, a first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
He'll go right back to Jefferson. They connect again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Why not go back to it? That one good for 20 yards and a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Micah Parsons. He gets through to drop him, and it's a loss of 4.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
A short one taken by Hawkinson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
That's good for a Colts.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it. This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. The Colts with the football to start this second quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20 as we are ready to get back underway. He did not want to go down there. Harrying tacklers. It's a gain of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They go right back to Taylor. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
3rd and inches. They'll go with the sneak. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. At least at first glance. They'll spot the football just beyond the marker. And they convert on 3rd and inches.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up until this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown feels like a letdown.
He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
They'll try to throw here with Jackson. He tipped, and he's in. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Indy. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Vikings offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll start out first down and 10. Play action. Here's Allen. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Opening carry of the game for Aaron Jones. And they will finally run him down up near midfield. They get 22 yards there. It'll be a Vikings first down.
If you have a shot to bring him down early, you just can't miss, Mike. Not against a runner like this. If he slips that first tackle, you can see how much more he can add to a run.
They'll go back to Jones on first down. And this will be a short pickup down to the 45. Jalen Ramsey up to make the play.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now on second down. Open man downfield. Chase has it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
And the Vikings.
First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
First down, Minnesota.
From the gun, it's Allen. Right back to Chase. He's got it again. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This is 3rd and 6. From the gun, here is Allen. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Allen going to keep it on his own read. And he's going to pick up the Vikings first down. They get it easily. 4th and 1, and they pick up 5.
Vikings, first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run it here with Jones. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That is caught. The Vikings go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half.
It's now 3rd and
goal. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. To the air is Allen. It is brought in the end zone. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
Makes the score Vikings 10, Colts 7.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And he will not attempt a return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line. The Colts offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He'll check this one down to Taylor. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Now his timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on 1st down. Nacua snags it over the middle. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Spencer Schrader comes on to try the field goal. This a 57-yard attempt. And this is no good. Could not get it on target. So, 1 half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3 points, all that separates these two sides as half number 2 kicks off. Ashton Dulin now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And it will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Colts offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Lamar going to hang on to it. And some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 2. The motion man is Nacua. On play action, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll take off again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 10 yards on the scramble there. And he picks up the 1st down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
And And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
17 more yards.
Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
10 at the 27-yard
Mike, the old
line.
adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
Called in on the left by McClure. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
10 at the 10-yard line.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here. Results in a big pickup and got a fresh set of downs.
Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
8 yards.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here.
And he barrels his way into the end zone. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown Colts.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Makes the score Colts 14, Vikings 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Chandler now to return it. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. The Vikings offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. First down throw there is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
In motion, it's Jefferson. Out of the gun, they give it to Jones. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Call it a gain of 13. First down, Minnesota.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
On second down, here's Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
To the air on third down. Here's Allen. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 21. It'll be a Vikings first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2. Moving the tight end right. They run it once more with Jones. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, 8 yards to go. On the road, Jones begins this fourth quarter. And he will get into the end zone.
Touchdown,
Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Minnesota. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Next to score, Vikings 17, Colts 14.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Abdullah now to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense. Now as they get set to take over once more, they'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog, Fresno.
On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he gets up past the 35.
13 yards.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A gain there of 11. That's good for a Colts first down.
When this offense is really in gear, Mike, a lot of it is because of the ability of Lamar Jackson running the football. He is what makes this thing go, and you can see why.
A first down throw for Jackson. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give him 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. And I think both of us came away from our discussions with the coaches thinking that this guy was going to have a massive role in this one, but after only his first catch of the game, let's give credit where it's due. This defense, man, they've held him in check throughout.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. First down, Indianapolis.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the one, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
Taylor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Makes the score Colts 21, Vikings 17.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They have likely one play left here north of the 2-minute warning as they're going to get started with first down. Fake the handoff, and now it's a loose football. And fortunately, he's able to cover it up. It will not be a turnover, but will go down as a sack. They'll drop to throw. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Now a designed run. It's Allen. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Minnesota.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. First time they've worked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and the first down.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
This one could be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Throwing on second down. It's Allen. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. Allen going to throw again.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Throw once more. Here's Allen. He's got it at the 7. And the Vikings are going to be set up with 1st and goal. He is down at the 6.
And the Vikings, 1st down. 1st and goal, Minnesota.
To throw again. This one caught at the 4.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they inch a bit closer here in this 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
In need of a recovery and a quick field goal, here comes the onside kick. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it. The Colts offense ready to take over possession of the football. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts. So just one kneel down and then time to shake hands. Down to a knee, here goes Jackson. And that should do it. So it's a win for the Colts. It was a closely fought affair, but they're able to survive, and they eke out the 1-point victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.
PA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Jackson looking to throw right away. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield, marking down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. That's to his tight end, Tyler Warren. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting balls as this game goes on.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Throwing is Jackson. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. First and 10, Taylor now. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now Jackson. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball.
He's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Looking to put a drive together. To throw, it's Allen. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
Oh, that was well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, it certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back-to-back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got us a couple of times here. Hang in there, keep your composure, and try and figure it out for the next play.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
It's 2nd and 8.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Allen. Got a man open, it's Chase. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. That's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Colts 4-yard line.
Here's Allen to throw it. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts from 4 yards out. And the Falcons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Zane Gonzalez.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. There's the flash of Abdullah. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Jackson from the shotgun.
And this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, Jackson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Gets us up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
Dexter Lawrence fighting his way through defensively for the stop.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. He delivers a big play here for this offense.
Down the right sideline.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Justin Jefferson.
36 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look at each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Jackson. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at their 48-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Going to be taken in here by Nacua. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 23-yard line.
2nd and a couple.
Here's Jackson to throw. Over the middle, pass caught by Warren. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Colts, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now it's Jackson. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The sack there by Roquan Smith. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. A 1-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Robinson with another carry.
And it's it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
There's the flash of Abdullah. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
2nd down and 8.
Jackson. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
That's the corner. A.J. Terrell getting up and stopping him for a loss.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Jackson now. Smith and Jigba with the grab. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Here's Jackson.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen.
Open man is Chase, complete.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On play action, Allen. That's complete to the tight end, Warner. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Allen going to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. A gain of 8 there on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's called in by St. Brown over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
He'll go right back to St. Brown. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And complete to Smith-Njigba. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again is Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Allen. A quick throw there is incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Here's Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Here's second and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
All three timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's first and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Jackson will throw again. Pass complete there to Nacua. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. A big play looming on third down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. On the move past the 40. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. First and 10 here. Over the middle, finding Smith-Njigba. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so, but it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Second and 6 coming up. Now Jackson. got his man. It's Warren. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here's 1st down. Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Warren.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 13-yard line.
Clock reading 42 seconds. Here's 2nd down. Throwing. Jackson. Jackson going to keep it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now 1st and goal. Jackson to throw. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
The thing you have to love about Jonathan Taylor, he's a shifty speed guy most of the time when you hand him the football, but he's not coming off the field when you get down near the goal line because he's as tough and gritty as they come. And he finishes things off here by getting into the end zone.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big...
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Colts pick it up. And he's taken down. And now they can milk this, take it all the way down, call the timeout, and set up the game-winning field goal try. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. They are already in field goal range. Let's see how they want to play this, Charles.
And I have a feeling I know how they want to play this already. Run the football to the hash mark that works best for their kicker. They already have the field goal unit lined up, ready to run out there and go get it done. They practice this, they understand the situation, and with that amount of time, they can do it.
Let's see how they carry it over into the game.
A 36-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons ready to take over. And last time they coughed it up. led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now taking downfield and punching the end zone without turning it over.
44-yard line.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Allen. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end on that last. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Indianapolis Colts. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
First carry of the game now for the Texas superstar, Bijan Robinson. And this will be a Falcons first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle there by Nick Cross. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice. I will see more than trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And complete to Drake London. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
And London, the motion man right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Well, a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
A 51-yard attempt.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Now it's Jackson. As it complete to Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15. Here's Jackson to throw. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit, and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Jefferson moving in motion left. Here's Allen to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll get this to the 32.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10. Allen now looks to throw. This pass is caught by London. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 12-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. A give left side to Robinson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
Here we go now on first and goal. Now Allen. Touchdown Falcons. Kyle Pitts. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Throwing is Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
Jackson. Smith-Njigba with the grab.
Jackson's pass complete to Jackson Smith-Njigba. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 49-yard line.
Second down and a yard. Now it's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
At the 46-yard line.
Jackson. Smith-Njigba holding it in on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. To throw is Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. The quick feet by Jackson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, No hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Jackson now. Open man, the tight end Warren. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try to plan a comeback.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, we'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one.
A final shot before half for Allen. And this one is incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Jackson will throw again.
And complete to Smith-Njigba.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd. Here's Jackson. Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
The 8-yard line.
Again, Jackson. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
A gain of 3.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Colts. Puka Nacua, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Here is 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
On the draw, Robinson. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here.
10 more yards. Brought down at the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
On second down, another shot for Robinson.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Jefferson moving in motion left.
They'll run again here with Robinson.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ballgame.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Allen.
To Jefferson on the slant. And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Robinson is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. To the air, Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal.
Allen. Now he's going to step up, feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. This is 1st and 10.
A first run for the backup of Doolin. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
Tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Jackson to throw. Got his man. It's Warren. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And he is going to have a Colts first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
At the 39-yard line.
Now 2nd and 4. Here's Jackson. Jackson going to keep it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Sets up 4th down.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down, because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late.
And the Falcons first down. A gain of 16 yards. And the Falcon first down.
Two timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Completes this to Jefferson. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
And the Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Allen. Into the hands of London. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
At the 42-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Here's Allen. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
To throw is Allen. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of 5. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. So possession in overtime first goes to the Atlanta Falcons, and we are back underway. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. Looking to put a drive together. He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. First throw of overtime for Allen. That is caught. He's across midfield. And finally down at the 36-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 36 yards. They picked up a first down and a whole lot more. Forget about just looking for the sticks. They went well beyond the stick.
I know they were talking about guarding the sticks on defense. They didn't guard them very well. They got a big-time completion on a 3rd down. That's almost a backbreaker, isn't it? In overtime, every play's importance is magnified. And that one could turn out to be huge.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Here's Allen to throw it. He's got his man, London, right side. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. So they like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Allen now looks to throw. Got him in. It's Chase. He completes it. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 12-yard line. A good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
A first carry for Tyler Algier. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
At the 8-yard line.
Remember, again, a touchdown wouldn't win it just yet, but it can give him a big leg up. It's second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Throwing is Allen. Allen going to run with it. And this is a touchdown. That's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score.
Colts 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. First throw in overtime now for Jackson.
Pass complete there to Nakua.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Jerrys. He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
43-yard line.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's 2nd down. Now Jackson. Short one there, caught by Warren.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Throwing, Jackson. Smith-Njigba with the grab.
Jackson's pass, complete to Jackson Smith-Njigba. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
To throw again is Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Warren.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Going to be taken in here by Nakula. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Sheds off the tackle. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Jackson from the shotgun. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
A field goal does nothing. It is touchdown or bust as they come up on 3rd down. Play action. It's Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's one you might look back on as being a turning point. If he holds on to that, this game's over. But that's going to give this offense a 2nd lease on life, and you can't afford to do that here in overtime.
A stop here is a game winner in overtime. Here comes 4th down. Now it's Jackson. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. Well, partner, you and I were excited for this one today and certainly had its moments. Some good execution at times by both of these offenses. Defenses both made some plays as well. And always a joy to be up here in the booth next to you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be up here in the booth next to you as well. Thanks for taking the time. And let's go ahead and get ready for our next one, right? I'll see you in the film room. Get that preparation started now.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody, from Indianapolis.